en tant que Premier ministre, j'agirai afin de protéger des ouvriers canadiens, des travailleurs canadiens et des emplois canadiens. So with that, happy to take your questions.
Mr. Carney, en français s'il vous plaît,
Oui.
puis en anglais, à quoi devrait servir l'argent des contre-tarifs? On parle de baisse d'impôts, d'aide aux travailleurs?
Des baisses de, oh non, pour moi, c'est très, très important d'utiliser tous les montants des contre-tarifs afin de renforcer les rendements, renforcer la situation des travailleurs qui sont les plus affectés par les actions, par les menaces américaines. Ça, c'est fondamental. Mon gouvernement va baisser les impôts pour la classe moyenne en même temps, mais ça, c'est différent. To speak in English, it's fundamentally important that, in my view, and my government would do this if I'm elected as Prime Minister, to take the proceeds from our counter tariffs and ensure that they go directly to those workers who are most affected by the American tariffs, the unjustified American tariffs. At the same time, what we will do is we will cut taxes for the Canadian middle class. But that is a separate measure, which is to improve the situation of all Canadians with respect to addressing the crisis of affordability.
There seems to be a slight schism between some premiers in terms of energy. Mr. Ford saying he's willing to cut off electricity for the states. Our premier here saying she has no intention of limiting any energy exports. Where do you stand on the idea of reciprocal tariffs on energy, or perhaps cutting off energy from the United States?
Well, the first thing is that we're in a trade war, clearly. We didn't ask for this war. It was started by the Americans. Canadians are united in the response. We have several forms of response that we can take. It starts with the counter tariffs that were announced today. It includes many other options with respect to our resources, for example, including energy, and there are different types of energy. I don't think it's appropriate for me to pre-commit to anything with respect to either. And I would note there was a distinction in what both premiers said, which reflects different circumstances at the moment, but could change over time.
So I was going to say that can be perceived by some to say Mr. Carney won't commit to not taxing, export taxing.
Well, look, I've been in many negotiations. When you have cards in negotiations, you don't offer them up. And that is a fundamental point. We should never take things off the table, but we should work collaboratively as our governments have. And it's very important that we work collaboratively with the government of Alberta, and that would be fully my intention. What I'm saying clearly, though, is I don't want to take something away from the table. I don't want to make life easy for the Americans when they are attacking our country.
Just now said that they're looking to maybe reduce the tariffs but not eliminate them tomorrow. Trump might announce something like that. What's the correct response, you think, for the Canadian government?
Well, I think there's two things. One is, as I said a moment ago, the situation is very fluid with respect to the American response. It's moving. It's a moving target. If there are opportunities to reduce the harm on Canadian workers and the Canadian economy and come to an arrangement that is positive for Canada, obviously it's for the government of the day to make those determinations, but we should seize it. But what it underscores is that we have to focus on what we can control. And what we can control is our own economy, how we build this economy, how we build the energy sector here in Alberta and across the country, how we build new trade corridors across the country, whether or not we have one Canadian economy as opposed to 13. We can, and just on that last point, and I'll hand to the next question, we can do more good, we can do more positive by having one Canadian economy than all the damage that President Trump can do with his tariffs. Potential tariffs. So obviously we welcome if progress can be made. But at the same time, it underscores we should do what we can here at home to build.
Mr. Carney, I understand you guys just came from out east. It sounds like you're going right back after this. Can you just tell us why it was important to come all this way to Calgary?
I'm from Alberta. I've always take an opportunity to come home come to my home province. We've had some very good meetings in the energy sector over the course of the day. We have a good opportunity to speak to a wide range of people tonight. And look, I'm running to be leader of the Liberal Party. I am running to be Prime Minister. Every part of the country is important. I will spend as much time on the ground around the country, hearing concerns, getting advice, getting energy, and bringing that back. Yes, I have to go back east because there's other parts of the country, and we'll be spending time in Quebec, Ontario, and then ultimately on March 9th. And if you are a Liberal Party voter, I'd just like to remind you to vote, ask you to vote for me in advance.
Canada-India relations are historic low. Any plans to bring them to normal level?
Well, look, what Canada will be looking to do is to diversify our trading relationships, and there's with like-minded countries, and there are opportunities to rebuild the relationships with India. There needs to be a shared sense of values around that commercial relationship, and if I am Prime Minister, I look forward to the opportunity to build that. Thank you.
Do you agree with the Prime Minister that Trump's intent here is to cause economic collapse in Canada and to attempt to annex other countries?
Well, if that's his intent, he will not succeed. Our economy is very strong. Look, this is a serious situation, and it will cause pain to our workers, pain to our companies, pain to our economy for a period of time. My government, if I am Prime Minister, will do everything we can to alleviate that. But we're strong. We are strong, and I would say as well, our economy is stronger than the American economy in the medium term. And we are going to be stronger than the American economy, particularly if the U.S. government continues to pursue these types of policies, because we are looking to expand our trading relationships. We do have opportunities to build this economy. We do have a better balance sheet than the United States. We do have a people who are united and determined to move forward. And that's one, I really want to emphasize this. The question was asked about travel schedule moving around the country. What I'm finding on the ground across Canada is Canadians are determined, they're united, they have resolve, they want positive change, they want to move forward, and that's what we're offering to them. Thank you.
French as well.
You identified a unified Canadian economy as being strong on the basis of
Right.
our country. To that effect, premiers here in Alberta and Saskatchewan have been pushing hard for a pipeline to move oil and gas, particularly oil, across the country to refineries in eastern Canada. If you were Prime Minister, would you support that?
I think there are a number of projects that are in the national interest, and they include energy projects that ensure as much as possible Canadian energy is used here at home, that it displaces, in the example that you just gave, displaces imports from the United States, from other countries. So in terms of moving projects like that forward, my government will look to do everything the federal government can do in order for them to move forward. We're a federation. There are other levels of government that need to come along. But again, this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for Alberta. It's an opportunity for Canada to move forward. En français ou c'est quoi?
La question d'avant terminée, puis je vais poser la question d'avant en français.
C'est quoi la question avant?
C'était si, do you agree with the Prime Minister that Trump's intent is to cause economic collapse in the
OK. N'importe quelle l'intention du Monsieur le Président, il ne réussit jamais d'écraser l'économie canadienne. L'économie canadienne est forte et l'économie canadienne va devenir plus forte avec notre plan pour le Canada. D'accord? Merci beaucoup.